Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Sketchy and Edgy. Today I'm going to be doing some art studies of some eyes. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a walkthrough of what I'm doing while I'm doing the studies and kind of the techniques that I use, all that jazz. So this is part one. This is just the first picture you see up on the left, and I'll be releasing the rest of the studies over the course of the next few weeks. And I'm really excited, and yeah, let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is kind of get a base layer. This doesn't have to be like an exact color match or whatever, an exact skin tone, just something to kind of start with. Typically, I'm not great at choosing colors. That's definitely one of my struggles, so I do a lot of multiply and overlay layers to add different colors and values at the same time, kind of. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. Is I've got my overlay, my multiply and my overlay, and I'm just picking different hues and kind of going along with that. And I use typically pretty soft brushes. You don't want things to be too intense. So when I do use a normal layer, which I'll typically do on top of an overlay and a multiply layer, I will just use the color picker and kind of use that to blend over those two layers that I kind of do really kind of messy work with. Figuring out what the curvature of the eye is to give it that shape, the three-dimensionality of it. It's definitely important having this curve up and down rather than kind of straight across. And her eye is very dark, her iris. So we're gonna get the placement down before I do a solid color in there, a solid fill. So if you look at mine in comparison, this is very flat. So I am going to, first of all, bump this up so I can do more sketching work, kind of. And we're going to make that curvature match a little bit better. Give it a little bit more of an ellipse kind of look. So right now it just kind of looks a little creepy, but we're going to fix that. It's kind of how it goes. So once I get a pretty good base down that I'm happy with, I'm going to merge the layers and kind of start all over, but doing a little bit more refined detail. Sometimes if I'm not sure how things are going to turn out, if I want to use smudge or something, I will make a duplicate layer just so I have an extra one of those so I don't have to start over. Yeah. This is also when I'll start adding harder shapes. So not using my airbrush, but using either my sketching brush that I've got or just a hard round. I love this sketching brush for eyebrows because it's just messy and it just kind of makes it really natural. And if you guys want to see what brushes I use, I think I'm going to put those on my Patreon. I haven't decided what tier I'm going to put them on, but I definitely have kind of a system with the brushes I use, so I will share those with you guys. So I really like overlay layers because they really kind of brighten up. If you're not good at choosing colors like me, it kind of livens up the piece a little bit by adding, you can add some orange and red tones without giving it too much saturation. I always overdo saturation. I love saturation, which it kind of becomes a problem sometimes, but you know, that's a discussion for another day. But if you take a look at this before and after the overlay layer, it just kind of gives it that extra pop of color that kind of makes it more interesting. So I really like using that overlay. I think I'm almost done with this one. I don't know, maybe I'll smooth it out a little bit. So there's that. I think one thing I am going to do is I really like to add in little, like even more, I do a lot of stylized stuff, and I'll add in even more highlights than what is already on this portrait. Something, and sometimes I do this on overlay layers, you know, smudge them out a bit, just kind of give that little, actually like that one, something. And eyelashes. She needs eyelashes. Oh, I'm bad at eyelashes. These aren't turning out like I had hoped. But, you know, she needs eyelashes, so here we are. Give her like a little lash line up here. I don't know if I like that. So another thing that I like when you do make those extra layers, you can then compare what they used to look like versus what they look like now. So that's what we kind of started with. It's our overlay and our multiply, and then refinement. I didn't really add like her nose bridge, kind of doesn't show really well. Let's see if I can adjust that a little bit. Just add a little something. Just lightening this up here. Do the trick. Alright, I'm gonna call that done. Thank you guys for joining me today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Maybe you learned a little something you didn't know if you're an artist, or just enjoyed watching me draw. Yeah, stay tuned for more videos. Make sure you hit subscribe, like, all that jazz. Check out the description. I'll be posting links to my Patreon account and to my Instagram, so make sure to check those out. Alright, until next time, guys, stay creative.